Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so it's time once again for another episode of Fan Creation Friday, the series where we take in a bunch of submissions from you guys from the Discord for your own created custom cards, and then me and a group of judges, which consists of the Discord mods and the winner from the previous week's episode, go through all the entries, pick out a bunch of our favorites, and then we compile that data together into a short list, and we show off a couple of those in the video with one winner at the end. So as I say in every video, we always get a lot of submissions. They're always really good. They can't all make it into the video, so don't be down on yourself if your entry does not make it in. It doesn't mean that it wasn't good. The way we do this normally is that the ones that make it into the video are the ones that get picked by multiple judges. So a lot of cards do get picked by judges, but they maybe don't get picked more than once, or some of the ones that make it into the video get picked by 3 or 4 judges. Last week's winner, in fact, was picked by every single judge as one of their top 3, which is why it was the winner for last week. So if your card doesn't make it into the video, don't be disheartened, maybe it will make it into the next one. So we always let you guys decide the theme after we discuss it in the Discord. So the theme for this week is Accelerated Battle, which is obviously the new category that got introduced to the game with the release of LR, God Goku and Hit. So it seems pretty appropriate to do it at this time. And because the category only has the one leader, I set the extra little rule for this one that one of the leader skill categories for the unit had to be Accelerated Battle, because obviously they only have that summonable LR as the leader. But the other part of the leader skill and every other part of the card was, of course, up to you guys and just completely up to your imagination. So without further ado, let us go ahead and jump straight in for this week's first card. Okay, so the first entry for this week comes to us from Daniel, is that Arceus? I hope I didn't say that horribly, but he has created a very interesting card here. The magnificent tag team of Ape and Dragon, a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Nova Shenron. So this is quite a cool idea, I really like this. They are a super physical LR, and their leader skill is Accelerated Battle or GT Heroes, 4 key, HP attack and defense 150. So very solid leader skill. The super attack name and effect. So the 12 key is Goku and Nova's United Rush. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Does colossal damage to the enemy with a high chance of performing a critical hit. And then the ultra super is the Chain of Burning Kamehameha. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Mega colossal damage to the enemy and seals super attack. So very interesting. I like the fact that the 2 supers have very different effects. So against like a type disadvantage enemy, for example, in an event where maybe you can't seal, you might want to go for the 12 key super to get that chance to crit. This would work the same way as the anniversary LRs, so double super or double 12 key super means that the second one would have a 100% chance to crit as well. So very, very good. If you get the God RNG term where you like 18 key super with them and then get 2 additionals, which is only possible if they have additional in their kit. So let's see. Their passive is Blood Connection born from the Dragon Balls. Attack and defense 170%. Key +6 plus an additional attack and defense 60%. Performs an additional super attack when HP is 59% or more. So yeah, there you go. Foresees enemy super attacks when HP is below 58%. Obviously that's very useful. GT Heroes and Accelerated Battle category allies. Key +2, attack and defense 50%. That's very high for the support for an LR. Reduces damage taken by 60% when facing an enemy whose name contains Omega Shenron or Sin Shenron, or when there is a Shadow Dragon Saga category ally attacking in the same turn. So very interesting. Attacked enemy, attack -50% for 1 turn. Key +3 when there is a Giant 8 power category ally attacking in the same turn. So there's a lot of ways to get them a lot of extra buffs depending on who you're running on rotation with them. So that's definitely very interesting. I think a lot of their kit doesn't really seem that overpowered, apart from maybe them being a 50% support unit for their own team on top of everything they do. Even good units that we see that have that secondary support definitely don't get as high as 50%. So I think maybe if the 50 was a little bit lower, that would be possible without being too overpowered. But I mean, obviously this card would be very, very powerful. So they have an active skill, Renewed Hope, attack and defense 10% for all allies for 4 turns. And then the active skill condition is when HP is below 60% when facing a Shadow Dragon Saga category enemy, or when HP is below 50%. So you can use it a little bit earlier. This really is only ever going to be a thing in like Shadow Dragon Saga Super Battle Road or that one specific Infinite Dragon Ball history, but it's kind of nice to have it there just for like the lore, and you can use it 10% less HP than that anyway, so that's fine. And then the links are GT, Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, and Legendary Power. The categories are Accelerated Battle, Shadow Dragon Saga, GT Heroes, and GT Bosses. Interesting. Join Forces, All Out Struggle, Kamehameha. So when it comes to links and categories, usually these Joined Forces units will only get the links that make sense for both of them to have, and categories, which can often be the downfall for Joined Forces units. So if Dokkan did ever release a Goku and Nova card, they definitely would not be on GT Heroes and GT Bosses, especially if we're going by the fact that this is the Nova as a super type, like the one that came out on Gogeta's banner. So they would definitely be on GT Heroes, I feel, but they obviously wouldn't be on GT Bosses. But even so, I think this is a very good card. Very interesting design, and it's kind of cool to see like these two together on a card. So shout out to Daniel Arceus for this one, and let us move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have the entry from Turntables, and funnily enough, this is another very interesting GT one. So this one is called Hope in Their Hands, Goku, brackets GT, and then brackets Z Fighters. So it's Goku and the Z Fighters together. It is a super physical LR. The leader skill is GT Heroes or Accelerated Battle, 4 key, HP, attack and defense 150. The super attack name and effect is the 12 key. Call to action, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does colossal damage to the enemy. And the 18 key is Last Stand, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does mega colossal damage to the enemy. So it says here the animations are Vegeta, Gohan, and Goten and Trunks attacking Omega Shenron. So obviously inspired by the final fight from the end of GT. The passive is attack and defense 107%, gain an additional key +7 and defense 77% for the rest of the battle after receiving an attack. Attack 77% when performing a super, reduces damage received by 35% for 7 turns. Attack and defense 7% per attack received up to 59%. Launches an additional super when facing only 1 enemy. So obviously this damage reduction for 7 turns, very useful for Super Battle Road and other shorter events. And obviously they're building up their attack and defense per attack received. So in a longer form event, once this damage reduction runs out, their defense is going to have built up to a more reasonable level to then survive the rest of the event. So that works really well. They have an active skill and a revival. So their revival is Goku waking up, coming out of the ground crater with Spirit Bomb. If HP is 59% or less at the start of the character's attacking turn, after they've received 7 or more attacks, they revive with 77% HP recovered. Same wording as any revival when they or any ally in the same turn is hit with a KO attack. And then after that, they have an active skill. So it can be activated at any time after reviving. So once you've performed the revival, you can then use the Universal Spirit Bomb at any point. It greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and performs a guaranteed crit. Raises superclass allies' attack and defense by 17% for 1 turn only. So with the amount of defense that they've probably been able to build up by the time you get to use this, you obviously put them in slot 1. They're going to be able to defend reasonably well, do a big amount of damage, and then buff everybody else for the rest of the turn as well. So definitely a very powerful effect. The links are All in the Family, Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighters, Prepared for Battle, GT, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. And then the categories are GT Heroes, Accelerated Battle, Joined Forces, Shadow Dragons, Final Trump Card, and All Out Struggle. So the card includes GT Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, and Goten from the final fight of Omega Shenron. The unit is like the Int LR Team Universe 7, where the links are all 17 based, or in this case Goku, but the categories factor in all characters on the card. So definitely think this one is very cool. I like the fact that we've had 2 very interesting GT cards for this already, because Accelerated Battle obviously has a lot of random different units from all over the Dokkan spectrum, so it's nice to see some love for GT. So very interesting card. Shout out to Turntables for this one, and let us move on to the next one. Okay, so up next we have the second place pick for this week. This was a close one. This one, shout out to our guest judge Miracle Weep. This was his top pick for this week, and it was picked by one of the other judges as well. And this one is from Simperoni, who has created a Angel, Goku, and Pikkon card. So combination of Otherworld's greatest, Goku, Angel, and Pikkon, is a Super STR LR. And their leader skill is Accelerated Battle or Otherworld Warriors category, key +4, HP attack and defense 150. The super attack, the 12 key, is the Hell Raising combination. Raises attack for 1 turn, does colossal damage to the enemy and seals super attacks. And then the Ultra Super is Kamehameha and Thunder Flash. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack. So obviously this is a unit, if you get double supers, very, very good, not just for the double raise, but double attack lowering for things like Super Battle Road. Their passive is the Unstoppable Duo. Attack and defense 150%, key +1 per key sphere obtained. So they've got that very nice original Int LR Gohan mechanic. Very, very good for LRs to have this in order to get their 18 key super easily. High chance to randomly change key spheres STR excluded to STR, so they can make themselves a bunch of extra orbs as well. And remember, with same type orbs, they'll be getting 3 key per sphere obtained, which is very good. They get an additional attack and defense 50% with 4 or more key spheres obtained. High chance to evade enemy attacks before attacking. Reduced damage received by 25% after attacking. So this means they can work really well in any slot on the rotation, because if you put them in slot 1, they have a 50% chance to dodge any attacks that come before they attack. And then after they attack, regardless of which slot they're in, they have 25% damage reduction. So that's very, very good, very strong. And then they get an additional 30% attack when performing an Ultra Super attack. So this card definitely going to be able to hit very, very hard. Creating their own STR orbs and then getting 3 key from each of them means that it's potentially going to be very easy to get like a full 24 key super for them. So they also have an active skill, Otherworld's Aid. All allies key +7 and attack and defense 12% for 1 turn. Can be activated after receiving 3 attacks starting from the 4th turn of the battle once only. Definitely not very difficult to get, especially because they have the damage reduction. Rather than putting them in slot 1 and potentially getting dodged, you can put them in slot 2, take a bunch of attacks, and by the time you get to the 4th turn, you should easily have received 3 attacks, depending on how those rotations work out. So nice little extra buff. The key +7, obviously the Accelerated Battle and Otherworld Warriors combo. There's a lot of LRs that you can run on this team. So even though the buff itself, like the attack and defense, isn't that much for the 1 turn, giving all allies 7 key, you're pretty much guaranteeing that if you've got like an all LR rotation, they're all going to be getting their 18 key super. So the links are Otherworld Warriors, Shocking Speed, Experienced Fighters, Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. I said with one of the other entries that with these Joined Forces cards, they usually only give the links to like links that both characters would have, but you could kind of get around this because obviously that Pikkon that released on Global had Prepared for Battle, even though they took it off when he came out on JP. So a Goku and Pikkon together card, 100% I could agree with them having Prepared for Battle. So very, very good. The categories: Otherworld Warriors, Joined Forces, Battle of Wits, Saviors, Kamehameha, and Accelerated Battle. So very, very good. I think it's a very interesting combo. Obviously, the AGL Pikkon is pretty cool, and it's nice seeing his unit super with the Gogeta, but having a Goku and Pikkon together card, I think, is a really cool idea. So I do really like this one. The judges like this one as well, but unfortunately, this one just came in second for this week. So shout out to Simperoni, very cool card, and let us move on to the winner for this week. Okay, and so the winning entry for this week, the one that was picked the most by the judges, comes to us from Ultra, who has created a Kaioken Goku. So, Accelerating Gambit Goku brackets Kaioken, Super Int TUR. His leader skill is Accelerated Battle or Final Trump card, 3 key, HP and defense 150, attack 170. His super attack is the 3 times Kaioken Kamehameha. He greatly raises attack, so infinite stack, and it's greatly raises, so he can definitely build up quite fast. He raises defense of 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy, and medium chance to perform a critical hit for 5 turns. So this is interesting. I don't know if another unit has their super attack effect worded this way, because it seems similar to the Anniversary LRs, except it's medium chance instead of high, and it's for 5 turns. So essentially what this means is, if this works the same way, it stacks. So the second super attack within this window is going to be a 60% chance to crit, then the third one 90%, and then onwards from that, guaranteed. So because this unit can additional super in their passive, And obviously if you then have them rainbow or with an additional skill orb, they could potentially super attack 3 times in one turn. So not only is he going to greatly raise his attack 3 times, raise his defense 3 times, it means the third super of that turn is going to have a 90% chance to crit. And then this is only the start of this 5-turn window. So then for the next couple of turns for him, he's going to be getting guaranteed crits. So this is really, really good, especially when you factor in the greatly raising attack as well. So his passive is Ki +1, defense 159%, attack 159% when performing a super attack. He has a great chance to evade enemy attacks, including super attacks, as the first attacker in the turn. So in slot 1, but before he attacks, this obviously doesn't go off. But then once he has attacked in slot 1, he has 70% chance to dodge. He activates guard against super attacks. Oh, that's actually very interesting. So, yeah, he guards, but only against super attacks. So normal attacks he doesn't guard. But I like this because this kind of adds that little bit of extra protection. If you want to put him in slot 1, as I said, any attacks that come at him before he gets to attack, that as the first attacker in the first turn doesn't activate, so he doesn't have the dodge chance. So obviously the worst case scenario for a unit like this is you put them in slot 1 and then they get super attacked. So at least he's guarding against that super. He's still going to take damage because obviously he hasn't super attacked that turn, so he hasn't had a defense raise or anything. But the fact that he guards it, it can potentially save you from losing a run, which I think is pretty cool. He performs an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, so there's that built-in additional. Again, like I say, you could potentially triple super in one turn. Then he gets an additional attack and defense 10% for each attack performed, received, or evaded, up to 59%. So I like this because you have to get 6 stacks for this to be fully built up, but you get them so easily, right? It's attacks performed, received, or evaded. So let's say he only double attacks in turn 1, because like you get the attack from his passive, maybe it's only a normal attack, but he still gets the 2 attacks. And then he only has to be being attacked 4 times, and it doesn't matter whether he receives the attack or dodges it. And then that means by the end of turn 1, that part of his passive is fully built up. And because he gets his defense at the start of turn, obviously that again factors into it still being a worthwhile like gamble to put him in slot 1 against a lot of attacks. So I think this passive works really, really well. He has an active skill, which is the Kaioken ×4. Can be activated starting from the 4th turn or when HP is 59% or below. So obviously in Super Battle Road, you could use this on turn 2 or turn 1 if you're going into the 2nd, 3rd or 4th fight, depending on the stage. So that's very cool. He gets Ki +4, attack and defense 40%, chance to perform a crit 40%, chance to additional 40% for the next 4 appearances. So I think technically in the game, this would be worded as what, like for 8 turns, or is it 4 turns? I can't remember if the turn counter includes like when they're on the rotation or not, but I think this has been worded like this to specify that even if, say, you floated him off in like turn 3, then when he comes around 3 turns later, it's still only his 2nd appearance. So obviously for a long form event, this is then a very, very powerful effect, because you're going to get this guaranteed like the next 4 times you use this unit. And because of the chance to perform an additional, like if this is calculated separately from his passive, then this means obviously with the hidden potential in the mix as well, he could super attack 4 times in one turn. So very, very powerful active skill. His links are Z Fighters. I like how he's put this here because, I mean, I guess for this card from the period of the game that it's from, that he would have that link, but it is kind of eh. But yeah, Z Fighters, all in the family. Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Experienced Fighter, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. His categories are Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Goku Family, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, All Out Struggle, Turtle School, Bond of Friendship, and Accelerated Battle. So this is obviously another unit that's going to hugely benefit when we eventually get the Saiyan Saga as a category. And then he did include his stats as well. Obviously very, very solid stats. So overall, this is a very, very good card. Kaioken Goku from the Saiyan Saga getting some love, since we still haven't gotten a Saiyan Saga like Dual Dokkan Fest or anything. Obviously this guy is far and away like the new best Kaioken Goku in the game. So if this was released as a Dokkan Fest, even though obviously I like the Saiyan Saga as much as the next person, later on in Z is when I started to become more and more of a fan. But I would be super hyped to summon for this. So I think this is a very, very good card. So shout out to Ultra. Congratulations for the winning entry for this week. Obviously, this means Ultra will get to be a guest judge on next week's episode. So there you go. That is the cards for this week's Fan Creation Friday with the accelerated battle theme. Shout out to all the judges and to last week's winner, Miracle Weep, for helping me pick the entries from this week. And as I said at the beginning, shout out to everybody who did submit a card. Even if you didn't make it into the video, I had a lot of fun reading through all of them. A lot of times I will be on the Discord to chat with you guys once the video goes live, but I will potentially still be away for Christmas. I think we kind of salvaged Christmas this year, so I might not be around. But if I don't see anyone in the Discord before then, obviously have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a great time. Thank you all for supporting the channel over this year and going on into the future. And yeah, I can't wait for the next one. We will decide the theme. I don't know if next week's one will be delayed because of New Year. I think we could probably still work it, but I'll discuss it with you guys in the Discord and see what you want to do. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what next week's theme will be. So, as I did say at the beginning, and as I say in every episode, this series is only for members of the Discord, but the Discord is free to join. The link is in the description down below. If you want to join the Discord and head over to the Fan Creation channel, then obviously you can keep an eye out what's going on, help pick the theme, and then you'll see the form when it gets posted so you can submit an entry for a future episode. So, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.